work next week, I guess. So.
I don't know, mine's up and running fine. I got on my phone now.
You guys ready to get started? Ken's running late, but you can get started.
Oh, you can sit on one of her.
Okay.
Yeah, I needed that other paper.
That's the penalty if you come late.
They're going to make copies.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're fine.
can we get
I just
started?
need to not walk into them.
That's usually what I do.
Yeah, you have an excuse.
I'm going to call to order this regular meeting of the Board of Education at 6:05 p.m. Everyone could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Ms. Cavalienko? Here. Mr. Hinman? See Ms. Hona here. Mr. Kisco?
Here.
Mr. Knight? Here. Mr. Lemoyne?
Here.
Mr. Nerd?
Here.
Ms. Richardson? Here. Mr. Tebow?
Here.
Mr. Trout will be late. Mayor Carbone? No. Mr. Becerra?
Here.
Mr. Campolita? Ms. Slabomsky? Mr. Potter?
Here.
Ms. Reitman?
Okay, school community session, public participation. The board invites members of the community to speak on topics to be addressed in the agenda or on other topics of interest. Individuals wishing to make comments are requested to fill out the speaker sign-up sheet, including name and address, which must be stated at the beginning of your comment. The board will not allow comments regarding specific staff members or personal grievances. Courtesy is expected in this limited public forum. Participating time will be limited to 3 minutes per person and 10 minutes overall to guarantee efficient operation of the entire meeting. And we have Mr. Battle signed up.
I just want to pass something on that's been going on. This month, we had our neighborhood watch. And in our neighborhood watch, we decided that we would go after since the registered citizen had produced this Latin spoken here for us, that we would also, at our neighborhood watch night out, we would give our kids a certificate award from the neighborhood. The certificate award, Latin, your neighborhood award, you Red Mountain Avenue Block Watch, in recognition of your work. The other thing we did is we have a t-shirt that we gave to them with Latin on it, with Red Mountain Watch on the back. Now, the idea behind this is to get the community involved in the excellence of our students, so that two things can happen. We're in an interim time now when we're going to decide what our brand for our city is going to be. And the idea behind all of this is our school system can be an integral part of the brand. We have safe streets and good schools. These are the kind of things that we use to attract people in. The Latin program, I thought, was an integral part of that. Thanks to Mr. Rusty, we're going to have an expansion. The whole idea, though, behind what's going on now, Councilman Cabanera has suggested that when we're looking for a new superintendent, that the community be involved, teachers, parents, everybody be involved. The idea of a functional part of the community being Neighborhood Watch, we can take on that function, bringing people and parents in. We're going to decide that in our Neighborhood Watch, the president, Mrs. Battle, has decided what we might do is have 2 people come in from our Neighborhood Watch to every one of the board meetings. Hopefully they'll be parents, but if they're not, they'll still be members of the Block Watch, and then they will report back 3 minutes at our monthly block about the meetings and what's going on. The other thing we will do is share with other block watches what we're doing. For honor students, we will make it an agenda that for every honor student in our community, which is Red Mountain Avenue, Millard Street, Goodwin Street, Jordan Street, Bannon Street, Beginner Street, all the way down to Pine Street in our neighborhood. One of our neighborhood businesses has 3 generations of female grandmother, mother, and daughter Latin scholars at the high school. That's on the corner of Red Mountain and North Elm Street. So this is the way we're going to do, at least as far as we can, celebrate honor students. The other thing is there are some people who think that if you celebrate honor students, you're doing something to the students or not. guess from the consensus that I'm having, we reject that and won't abide by it. We are going to celebrate our in our neighborhood, and that's what it's going to be. Hopefully we can get along, and I'm sure that Mr. Vane and I see eye to eye about everything. We won't be any problem at the high school. Thank you.
Thank you. Approval of agenda. I've been asked to amend the agenda to make 3 changes. So I wanted to say what those 3 changes were before we voted on the agenda. They would like to change 4F from Protected Harbor MOA, change it to an executive session, discuss the Protected Harbor MOA. They would like to change action item A. The 1, 2, and 3 that are on here are not the correct dates, so we'll be getting a revision with 4 new numbers with different dates for these PD dates. And lastly, they have a revised consent agenda. So on item number 511, appointments and resignations, revision. And Michael will be passing out the revised documents for our review.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Information sharing session, superintendent's report. And welcome. Thank you. Right.
Okay, starting with the convocation, we have that scheduled for beginning at 8 o'clock at the gymnasium, at the cafeteria. We will serve a breakfast and welcome all of our staff. And we'll have our new hires identified clearly by their corsages, so you can, when you come, you'll be able to figure out exactly who they are. And starting at 8:30 in the THS gymnasium, we will have our convocation. We will introduce our new hires and introduce central office staff. We have invited speakers and anyone from the board who will attend. And we have asked people who want to attend will speak. We have asked our local and state representatives if they would like to attend and speak, as we have asked Mrs. Ledlow if she would like to attend and speak. We have not heard back from everyone yet, so we don't know exactly who is going to be on the speaking agenda. But we're all set for that. Decided to go with the THS gymnasium because it's really the only place large enough to house all of our staff members. So that's, we're all set for that. Forward to that. It's going to be an interesting competition. And as far as staffing, new hires, we have a list of where we have done new hires. We're still in the process of a couple of we have one. Mr. Bain?
Yes.
We have another one from the high school.
We have one at the high school. We have, we just had a recent resignation the other day for .4 music at the middle school. And we obviously have the assistant principal position at the middle school. I think that's it.
We're all set as far as that's concerned. Right? Okay. District annual performance report. We just got today, correct? That test results have been embargoed. They will be released. We're expecting the CAP science fairly soon, but we will not get any of the results from the SDAC testing until the end of the month. So they're giving us a date between August 31st and September 4th when we can expect to receive those. So we really don't have any performance reports yet because the state is still holding them apart. And we do have in your packet, we have the TMS and the THS handbooks. For your review, these are the ones that have been updated. Power school status at this point, we're up. We're talking with Mr. Luna today. It looks like we're in good shape as far as that's concerned, as far as we're moving quickly to being able to be open and running with Power School. I was happy I got out. I was able to check everything I did, so I'm a happy girl. But it looks like we are in good shape. It's open, it's available. We opened it up a day early because there was some confusion with the sign that was up saying it was closed for the summer, so we took that down and opened it a day early. But it's open and available, and people are accessing. The guidance counselors started yesterday, so it's a good thing we had it open a little bit early so have the district improvement plan also as part of your packet. And I'm very happy to report that we had a very productive and positive administrative retreat on Monday and Tuesday of this week. And one of the things that we worked very hard to do was to make sure that as we were working on goals for the district administrators, the building level principals, that we are trying to make sure, and we're trying to and we will, we are making sure that our goals as administrators match the district improvement plan and the board goals. So we're really trying to step away a little bit from the piling of incentives and initiatives and try to interlace them so that everything that we're working on as far as goals matches up with the board goals and the district improvement plan. That's where we are on all of that.
I'm not sure, my questions might be for Joe, just in trying to align the staffing, just comparing new hires to our budget, to our consent agenda. It shows that the Southwest literacy teacher retired, but I don't see a replacement on the consent agenda. Are we looking to sign that? This is just like, that I did up from all the
It was
others.
existing staff removed, right? Right, that was,
They did an internal switch.
Okay,
An
so that
internal
position is
transfer. Yeah.
internal.
yes.
And then the high school sped teacher that retired.
We're hiring.
Well, we made, the two that we had that retired, we made some shifts internally which opened up an assignment. So in other words, the two that retired, one was a co-teaching, the other one was LRC English. So one of the existing staff members, Casel, they went to the LRC, Tim McGrews. And the other one went to the co-teaching from LRC Math. So it opened up LRC Math and a regular co-taught. So that's where we're making the hires. The current position that we have to fill is, the way the schedule looks is the LRC Math.
Okay. And then we have the two non-renewals. Looks like we filled one of them.
We called back, they both got called back.
Okay.
So one took the position, one has a position in another district, and we hired to fill that position. One of the people called back came back. One of the people we called back took a position in another district, so we hired. So we hired.
Okay. And then I was just a little bit confused on the high school sped teacher, Schroeder. We didn't have anyone on June's salary schedule, but it's listed as a resignation. Is that really a new hire?
She was the one that we hired for the LRC Math, and then a few
Oh,
days
yeah,
later
a few days
decided
later,
not-
she resigned.
She didn't take.
She emailed me and said, so we did the intake interview, all the paperwork went through, and then it was about a week later, I got a note from her that she was not going to be taking the position.
Okay. So have we
So-
found someone?
I think we're looking.
We have
still.
interviews set up for
Okay.
Eric has the
tomorrow.
interview set up, and then.
Okay, and then Vogel literacy retired, is that been filled?
Well, it says they were hired, they were filling it internally, and then that person resigned, so.
Okay, so right now, we
I
don't.
think he was trying to also do an internal, but then that will also leave an opening, so there's a little bit of shifting going on right now.
Okay. And then East School psychologist resignation?
Yep, and I just did an intake interview for a new psychologist there today. Today I did an intake interview for a
Okay, 'cause I
psychologist to
didn't-
fill that.
Okay.
That just happened today.
And I was a little bit confused on Giuliani Domini.
Right,
we
she was
voted-
called back.
Okay,
She's
so
one
she was
who's
a
called back to
layoff
the
on
position.
6/30.
Correct.
Okay.
Then she was called back to a position in another district, and then she resigned.
Okay. And then just these positions, I didn't have, that we added them over the summer, psychologist at Torringford, touring for numeracy was recalled.
Correct.
Are those additions or?
Those existed.
Those are existing.
The person was cut because she was the lead senior, but the position remained, so still needed to be filled. So then when other people resigned, then she
Called her
was
back.
able to be called back.
The numeracy.
What about the psychologist?
The psychologist went to Southwest, so then because they needed a full-time, and so then what happened was Torringford was left without and needed to still hire for one. Because they were sharing last year, so we added a .5.
Can people speak up, please? I'm having a little trouble hearing over the air conditioner.
Sorry, Bill.
Thank you.
So is there a budget impact to that? Because I was trying to roll it out as far as what social workers, what psychologists.
That was in Yvette's proposal that she had done to the board in May, where she was moving and shifting folks around based on all the retirements. It was kind of a wash in there. I'd have to actually physically go back to that to tell you. But we knew that was gonna happen. We knew that Southwest was gonna need a full, and then consequently Torringford would definitely need a full.
Okay. And then the only other ones, high school sped life skills, is that just a replacement person or is that an additional position?
No, that was it was in the budget the year before. That was an additional the year before. The person was in there for, I think, 6 months, took a job in another district. We had a long-term sub in there the whole year, the rest of the year. So we hired her permanently.
Okay. And is that the same with the middle school sped ATP? And the middle school literacy interventions is all on you?
The literacy interventionist is an additional new position of this year. We had 2 ATP previous year, and if you remember, one of them was cut. The person that was in that position, that we remained in the position, decided to transfer assignments to a grade level special ed position, so we hired for that, for the ATP.
Okay.
So just so that I'm clear, the psychologist that was added at Torringford is a full position or a half position or?
Was a full position because before they were trying to share with Southwest. And there was still a need at both of those schools. And then in the retirements and the resignations that have happened, it kind of came out as a wash. So they were able to still hire, so they had a full-time at both.
And it was and both positions were budgeted during the budget process?
Yes.
Thank you.
I had kind of just a similar question about the special ed life skills teacher at the high school. So are you saying that, because there were 2 people on the salary schedule from last year that held that position, you're saying that one of those was a long-term sub?
Well, we had somebody in there that we hired, and then they left after in like January to go to another district. So we had somebody fill in for the remainder of the year as a long-term sub, and then we hired that person to take the position for this year. She had done her student teaching in the fall. She was going through the certification process. It was a DSAP eligibility, so she was allowed to do a long-term sub.
I'm confused because on here, I'm just looking at the most recent salary schedule we were given. There's 2 life skills teachers and they both are making over $79,000, according to this.
I don't deal with the salary.
So that doesn't, and neither of these names are people names that showed up on any of our resignation lists or anything.
Can we check on that?
Yeah, maybe we can get a revised salary schedule that
That would be helpful.
would help to.
I don't want to give you the wrong answer, but I'd be more than happy to get you the right answer very quickly.
Thank you.
How hard would it be to get a list of the positions still open?
I think there's 2, 3, 8 positions still open posted.
Yep.
I mean, the psychologist.
Yes, I can
that
certainly
is-
supply everyone with a list of all open certified, the teaching positions. Yes.
And then for paras, are we okay for paras for starting?
We are meeting with union to finalize those assignments this week. So we'll do that.
During the budget process, I asked a question as the board members were trying to define the salary structure of all the employees. I asked the question of, are all the employees that we were going to have for the upcoming year, they were identified and known so as to be able to say each of those positions, whatever the salary was put in, would be the salary going forward at the beginning of the school year. Based upon everything that I'm seeing as of tonight, what's the budgetary implications of what's transpired since we did the budget, and where are we today as far as the hires and resignations, and we're still the same?
I would say generally, I mean, I don't have a specific number, but I do know that all the intake interviews I've done, those individuals were hired at the lesser salaries because they're newer people, so they're lower on step. So I would say, I don't have a specific number, but I would say based on what was negotiated when the people were signed, they were signed at a lower step than the person who left, generally. So
We can ask the business director to put together, or whoever did the salary schedules. We had the last salary schedule at the budget. Can we get the new salary schedule showing what was budgeted and then the position filled? Like if someone transferred and we had somebody listed at, I'm just gonna throw numbers out there, $50,000, but somebody at $79,000 transferred into that position, then it would show us backfilling the $79,000 position, what would be backfilled, so we can just have an idea where we ended up salary-wise.
Sure.
We can have that for September, I think, because you should have all your hires hopefully by then.
yes.
If they'll stay hired after longer than a week, that would be great.
Well,
There was only one. Like I said,
one step at a time,
charming that
one
day.
step at a time. You gotta hire them first, and keeping them is a whole other issue.
But I think if there's something that's extraordinary as far as up or down, it'd be nice if you can send on this computer that information.
Any other questions on the salary or the new hires?
The one, the teacher from East School that we're voting on as a leave of absence, is that a permanent leave? Is that one, does that explain one of the grade 4 teachers that were hired?
You're talking on the consent agenda.
It's on the consent agenda. Somewhere in this.